At an auction, a newborn boy was put up for sale and his value set at $200 million. He was meant for wealthy parents who didn't want to bear children themselves. The first item of the night was already this expensive because his father was the youngest student ever admitted to a top university, and his mother was a high IQ medical student. His genes placed him within the top 1%. The embryo was extracted, then brought to term through a surrogate mother, ensuring a natural birth. And there was one more shocking detail. Before the child turned 18, if the parents were not satisfied, they could return him. That guarantee made the bidding fierce. In the end, he was sold for $511 million. It was a twisted display of humanity, ethics thrown away, lives reduced to merchandise, and sold for profit. The second baby auctioned off caused even greater frenzy. His father was a teenage prodigy with striking looks, and his mother was the same woman who had given birth to the first child. The bidding began at $500 million. By the end, this baby was sold for $919 million. Among the audience was Ellie, who herself had once been sold at auction for a single dollar. Watching this unfold, she was shaken to her core. Meanwhile, in the restroom, Ellie overheard a woman boasting about purchasing a child even more exceptional than the last. That woman intended to return the one she had already bought, but Ellie knew well, returning a child meant certain death. She and a few others had been rescued from such a fate once before, but the organization had tracked them down. Now they were being hunted. Still, they swore to uncover the mastermind behind it all. Though Ellie longed to kill Victor, the foster father who had once abandoned her, her chance came when she discovered the man's VAP access card. But Victor warned, if she revealed anything, she would be killed. At that moment, a gunshot rang out. The organization had found them again. Forced to retreat, Ellie's group slipped away, while Victor cursed them, believing himself saved. He demanded to be freed, calling them fools. To everyone's surprise, Mayor Collins actually released him. Even villains seemed unwilling to tolerate such a despicable man. Back on the run, Ellie's group faced heavy gunfire. Outnumbered, they fought desperately. Mayor Collins cornered Ellie, pressing her into a deadly angle. But just then, a police car passed by. Ellie threw herself into its path, forcing Collins to hold his fire. That split second saved them. What Ellie didn't yet know was that the true mastermind of the organization was her own foster mother, Margaret. For profit, she had abandoned every shred of morality. She learned that Daniel's wife wanted a perfect child. Delighted, she saw this as an opportunity to solidify powerful connections. But Clara refused to trust her without a guarantee. She didn't want to carry a child herself, fearing the toll it would take on her body, and demanded a surrogate. Margaret understood exactly what she meant. She was asking that her 14 daughter become the surrogate, and Margaret agreed. That daughter was none other than Emily, Ellie's replacement. After Ellie had been discarded, Margaret raised another girl in her place, also naming her as if she were her successor. At home, Margaret would call Emily her most precious treasure. Elsewhere, Ellie and her allies made progress. Though they hadn't uncovered the mastermind's identity from Victor, they had planted a tracker on one of the assassin's cars. It led them straight to the organization's hidden base. At first, they found nothing unusual, but one night, convoys of cars began arriving, each entering with VAP cards. Disguising themselves, Ellie and Ryan slipped in with the crowd. Inside, a grand banquet was underway. At first, they didn't know the purpose of the gathering, until the staff announced the start of an auction. It was the same trade in children. In that moment, Ellie and her companions finally understood the truth of their origins, and as she looked among the masked faces, Ellie felt a chilling recognition. One of them, the person who had pushed her away in the past, was here. She remembered her childhood, always finishing second, never first, and how her mother, never satisfied with her, had cast her aside. That was why she had been returned.